Get ready at your leisure, fans, because Rhea and I are going to give you a chance to see the future. We're taking you behind the scenes to see tomorrow's RV technology today.
Then, how do you get your fix for sunshine when winter just won't leave? RV dealers Brett and Dory Paris will show you how to take a cool adventure to a place so warm it's named after fire.
Finally, how do those guys who come to rescue you out in the backcountry know what to do to save your butt? Simple. They practice. At Your Leisure is sliding into view right now.
Live Lance life, Chad. I want to live this Lance life.
Yeah, but not till next year, Rhea. This isn't out yet.
That's right. It's brand spanking new.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to At Your Leisure. I'm Chad Booth.
And I'm Maria Rossi Booth.
And we are at the RVX. This is an international RV dealer trade show. RV dealers have come from all over the world to see what the latest and greatest is in accessories and rigs and units. So the stuff we're looking at today is the stuff that you will be seeing next year at the RV dealer, like this unit right here.
Oh, that thing is just a beaut. I don't use the word sexy very often.
especially around me.
Well, that thing is sexy. I mean, I love it so much. And then you got your rig. You can look at that matching rig to it. Oh,
so this year,
is the life.
to try and create some excitement about the RV lifestyle, RVX held a contest, and they took judges, and they looked at different new products from around the industry and the way people put packages together. They had a technology one, they had a family one, they had a luxury one. This was the winner in the adventure category. This is a new Lance camper. It's about a 3,000-pound rear entry unit that sits on your truck. They matched it with this Ford off-road truck, this 1-ton truck, and you got a Yamaha over here. So this is an At Your Leisure dream.
I know, I just want to put AYL on it. Let's just do that and take off.
Okay, yeah, we'll get caught pretty quick. Anyway, let's take a look at this rig. That was a cool truck, wasn't it?
Oh, it was so cool, that Lance.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, look at the size of this thing. Size does matter. Look at this, what is it?
Well, Rhea, you've heard the phrase, what's under the hood?
Yeah.
Well, when it comes to a diesel pusher RV, this is what's under the bus.
Oh,
this is a Spartan chassis.
It's magnificent. Look at that thing.
I'm not sure that their frames are all colored with stars and stripes.
Oh, they don't all look like that?
No.
American made. Woohoo!
But this is actually kind of an interesting look at what a chassis looks like for a big motorhome.
Yeah.
You see all the way down that rail, there's nothing but a big suspension and wheels.
Wow.
And these big steel tubes. And then back here you got all this stuff. Look at the size of this exhaust pipe right here. Okay, Rhea, I think your head would fit inside that. I'm not sure.
I got a pretty little head.
Oh, don't hurt yourself.
It fits. That is so freaking cool.
So this is the sort of thing that they have on display down here. Right now, though, it's time for us to put on display for you our where to.
You know, it sure seems like someone pushed the pause button on spring this year with some of the weather we've been having lately. The mere thought of a warm fire in that bed of red embers sure seems enticing. Now, imagine a whole state park surrounded by that crimson hue, filled with tales and adventure, and you've just described a retreat to the Valley of Fire. Valley of Fire State Park is Nevada's first state park. It dates clear back to 1935. It has nearly 40,000 acres of bright red sandstone, all nestled in the heart of the Mojave Desert. The main draw of the valley is to marvel at the array of unique geological formations of sandstone and limestone, along with the petroglyphs that were left by the native Anasazi tribes of this area. These days, there are several easy hikes. If not from the campgrounds, they are very close to it. But according to Brett and Dory Paris, the hike through the heat of the day is well worth the views.
The scenery is absolutely incredible. The petroglyphs were super cool. A little bit of history there to check out some history.
My favorite petroglyph was the foot by far. It's a perfect shaped little foot carved into the rock.
Yeah, those stairs going up to the petroglyphs are awesome because, it gets you up there where you can get right close to them, because if you didn't have the stairs, you wouldn't be able to get to where you can see them. So it's neat that you can climb up there and see them up close. My favorite petroglyph would have been the guy standing on top of the ledge with a spear over his, over his shoulder, standing up, looked like he was ready to hunt some deer.
And all the petroglyphs actually were very well defined, and you could see them really well. I was very impressed.
This park features 2 campgrounds with a combined total of 72 units. Each of them offers shaded tables, grills, and restrooms. There are also RV hookups available at select sites, but one of the park's best features is that it is open to camping and day use 7 days a week, 365 days a year. Many people visit the park for the rich history or the magnificent views. But one of the main draws for campers is that there are many mellow hiking trails within a very short distance of camp.
It was a lot of hiking. I think we put on a few miles on our new hiking boots. Surprisingly, it is quite warm, especially today. The sun is out and it's over 60 degrees, so definitely need a shower once we get back.
Now, for those seeking something a little more daring than hiking, there are rock formations that are rigged and suited for climbing and rappelling. To the immediate north lies the Logandale OHV trail system, where full-size four-wheel drives and UTVs can play among the bright red rocks and velvety red sand.
Around every corner there was something new, so it was very exciting.
As our friends have discovered, with so many options, you might just have to extend your stay or even plan a return trip.
It's the second time we've been here to Valley of Fire. Even spending the day here, we didn't get to see everything, and so we'll have to come back again.
Definitely.
And that's this week's Where To adventure. Where to? Valley of Fire State Park, Nevada. I'm Terry Wood.
Wide open terrain, a full tank of gas, and someone to share it with. Perfect conditions to showcase our first ever Talon 1000R. From Honda, standing at nearly 69 inches wide, it's built for speed over rugged terrain. From rock crawl ravines to dry lake beds, dunes, and the miles of trail connecting them all. That's how life is better side by side in the all-new Talon 1000R. From Honda.
Kawasaki Mule side-by-sides are some of the toughest machines around. Work hard or play hard. With the new Mule Pro MX, you don't have to choose. It's about having the right machine to fit the way you live. And it's about strength. The all-new Mule Pro MX, the strongest, because I said so.
That Ski-Doo feeling presents the ultimate freedom. Introducing the 2020 Ski-Doo Deep Snow Sleds. The Ski-Doo sales event is on now. Visit your local dealer for details.
Come to the Ski-Doo Sneak Peek event at Weller's Recreation in Camas, March 30th, 1 to 5 p.m.
This week's What's New segment is brought to you by Tunex. Towing season is upon us. We can get your truck and trailer ready for towing.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure. My name's Anthony Lujan with Smoke Ain't No Joke BBQ team. Today we're going to be cooking a competition pulled pork sandwich. We're going to put it on the smoker and get going for you. Grab your notes. Let's do this. What we're going to do is we're going to trim this pork shoulder down, get all the fat content off it. What you want to do is expose most of the meat that you possibly can to to be able to get the smoke and be able to get the rub on there. Here off this right side, and you can see this right here. This muscle right here is called the money muscle. And the way you can find the money muscle is there's always this fat content on this side. You can always see that fat content. You want to remove all that fat around that. And then what we're going to do around is there's the bone side right here. There's always a lot of fat. If you come and pull this part up, as you can see, there's a lot of fat in that. We want to get rid of a lot of that fat there. The best way I explain to people, and if you know you did it correctly, is that the pork shoulder will look like a letter W. So yeah, that's pretty much trimmed up, ready to go. This seasoning that we're using today is Spicy Apple by Big Daddy Hills. They're a local company here in Salt Lake City. A lot of people, they just go real light on it. They think that's plenty, but in competition barbecue or any barbecue, you want to use the rub to your advantage. It's just another layer of flavor. So you want to go actually really heavy. Alrighty, after we get this all rubbed down, as you can notice, I kept the fat cap on. We put the fat cap down in the pan due to it's a barrier and it keeps it from burning, and it also will help retain moisture. Want to use a good probe. Remember, we cooked to temperature, not time. We're going to cook this up to 165 degrees, and we'll show you the next step. Alrighty, our pork has made it to 195 degrees. We're going to pull this out and get pulling on it. First thing we do is I always take this bone out right here. This should come out with ease. And then over here, I'm going to take the knife so we can get some of this money muscle here and slice some medallions out of this. And they should have a perfect smoke ring in it. Nice pink. Should pull apart really easy. It tastes delicious. Soft, moist, and the best I've cooked in a long time. Now we're going to pull this, add some seasonings and some spices to it for the most perfect pulled pork sandwich. What you want to do is just make sure you mix up a little bit of each part of the shoulder. Some of the shoulder is a little bit darker, a little bit more moist. Some of the parts are just a little bit dry, so you would just want to make a good consistency with all the meats. What we're going to do is put it in this pan. We're going to add a little bit of butter, a little bit more rub, and some sweet honey. We're going to add a little bit of our Carolina Gold barbecue sauce. Give that a quick stir. Alrighty, now we're going to put the pork on the sandwich here. Nice hefty amount. Bun it and enjoy. Now that's what I'm talking about. Some great pulled pork, sweet with a little bit of heat. I have died and gone to hog sandwich heaven. My name's Anthony Lujan with Smoke Ain't No Joke Barbecue. We'll be right back with At Your Leisure.
Springtime is the time to buy a new Polaris. Right now, the world's best-selling off-road lineup is priced to move. Get more done with a hardworking Ranger. Chase adventure on a legendary Sportsman. Or live wide open in a high-performance Razor. Rebates up to $1,500 are available now during the Polaris Spring Sales Event.
There's a little place on a Utah map where I was raised, where my heart's at, where the sagebrush grows wild and high, and the stars come out at night. Oh, there ain't nothing like being raised in the basin with a Ute reservation, skiing starvation, that Duchesne County life.
It's Toy Hauler Month at Paris RV. Here's 5 killer 2019 deals this month. Pick up the 2019 Powerlade 1915, the 2019 Attitude 19FB, the 2019 Iconic 1913, the 2019 Sandsport 1915, or the 2019 Cruise Light 211 SSXL. All for $24,995 or $265 a month, 0 down. Lower the ramp and kick the tires.
Paris RV is Utah's #1 volume toy hauler dealer.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Well, we're here at the RVX, and Chad has run into somebody very interesting.
Yeah, we'd like to introduce everybody to Kyle Miller, who is the Senior General Manager of Cruisers RV.
Correct.
Okay, so Kyle, Cruisers is a well-known brand. It's been on our show for nearly 17 years. We've reviewed all kinds of cruisers. They are really cool ultralights.
Cool. Yep. Thank you.
So, talk about the rest of the brand in cruisers. Obviously, Striker is something that's getting people's attention a lot lately.
Yeah, Striker has come out 5 years ago. We were just kind of dabbling in that toy hauler market, and next thing we knew, the brand was blowing up. We've introduced more floor plans. We're really innovative with this product. King beds are standard. That's something really unique in the product. But we have a quality story and a construction story. And people are putting really expensive toys in there, and we want to make sure that they're protected when they're going from their place to place.
So there was a recent acquisition of a manufacturer in Europe that made all of a sudden catapulted your parent company, Thor, to be the biggest manufacturer in the world. I mean, you take up a major chunk of that $50 billion a year industry.
Yeah,
right?
Thor has been aggressive in the market. It's been a pleasure to work for them and under them. They have a lot of good practices that have made our company better and stronger, and it's been awesome. I mean, what they've done for our infrastructure, building our quality departments, and really putting an emphasis not on just the product, but what comes along with that, taking care of the customer, better facilities, so morale's higher. I mean, they've really done a great job with Cruiser in general.
Okay, one last question I got to roll out here. You live in Elkhart.
I do.
Okay, like
beautiful.
Do people walk around with RV hats on like cheeseheads do in Wisconsin?
You'd be surprised. You'll have to come to Elkhart and do an episode and check it out for yourself.
What do you do for fun in Elkhart, Kyle? Honest to God, besides
build
work.
RVs.
Besides work.
Actually, I'm a big golfer. I love to fish. I love the outdoors too. I mean, so this is a lifestyle that we do at home and we want to do as we get older. But out here, I mean, you guys are spoiled. You guys
I know.
have everything at a mile away.
Yeah,
So
but Elkhart's got that really cool water park on the lake. So
yeah,
we've got a couple things that bring people in. Yeah, but it's a good area.
Well, thank you, Kyle. It's been nice to get to know you.
Thank you. It's been a pleasure.
Right now, it's time for us to go to our Along the Way segment. You know, when we go out to play, we always put ourselves at risk. How do the guys that come to save us stay in shape?
Today we did a little ice rescue demo here for the good people down here that come to the Jorgensen's Winterfest. And what our goal was just to show the capabilities of rural search and rescues in the state of Utah and some of the training we've been doing and some of the equipment that we've worked on getting. We're using a public safety dive system. It's an ice rescue sled that they've developed. We're using their fiber pull and just their mechanics. And the reason we're doing that is we feel like it's a little bit expensive, but the system was developed strictly for search and rescue and for this. It's not something that's been modified, it was designed for this. And so it was designed to go through water, if you've got water on the edge, because lots of times if you go out on spring ice, the water is gone around the ice. So we got to get through the water, get onto the ice, and get to the patient. We got an inch of ice, we can use the sled, we can go right across an inch of ice without going through. We can get the person on the sled, we can bring them back through the same environment without them getting wet again. So if you've got a person that went into this cold environment and they've got hypothermia now from the water, you have to treat that patient as a trauma patient because of the nerve damage and things that have done to that patient. So if we treat them well, we don't bounce them up, jar them on the corners of the ice, beat them up, they've got a lot better recovery long term. So I'm sure you've heard of the 1-10-1 rule. If you go through the ice, you have 1 minute to get your catch your breath and get your wits about you. You have 10 minutes to get yourself out of the environment. Try to get yourself on the ice, whatever you can do, and then you have 1 hour to survive if you can get yourself out. What we're doing, our goal is to get to people that have gone through the ice with this system and be able to recover them and hopefully so they have a good quality of life after the fact and we do it the right way.
If you're traveling in the backcountry, everyone in your group needs to carry the proper rescue gear. That includes avalanche transceiver, a shovel, and a probe for every member of your party. On top of that, you need to know how to use that stuff. So you have to practice, get some training, understand how to use that gear so you can effectively pull off a rescue if you have to. I would like to think that we have an influence on people being prepared and being like, wow, okay, we have to know how to do this stuff before going out in the backcountry. The statistics show that we've only got about 15 minutes to locate and dig someone up before they pass away. So it's a pretty short period of time. Some of the good stories that we've heard are when someone's caught, their partners have all the gear, everyone's got the gear, they've trained for this, they know how to use the gear, and they can successfully locate someone and dig them out of the snow in time for those people to survive. And it does happen more often than you would imagine.
Know before you go, it's just like avalanche or anything else. Know the conditions, know where you're going, make sure somebody knows where you are. Have the ability to be able to get yourself out. You'll see some of the self-rescue methods we employed by using your fishing pole, your ice awls, even just body mechanics, knowing how to do it. But make sure that you know before you get on the ice the conditions that you're getting into. Noisy ice is good ice. I don't like cracks, it scares me. Personally, I don't like ice. This ice is obviously quite thick. We spent an hour cutting a hole in it. It's a foot thick ice. Last week when we did our training, our ice was only 4 inches thick, which was a little bit different to work on. It was making noise all day. 4 inches is safe for people. They tell me that 2 inches is safe. I don't want to go out on 2 inches of ice. I don't mind this 1 foot ice, it's good with me. Just make sure you're equipped. Whatever you're doing in the outdoors, go enjoy the great outdoors of Utah, but always go equipped and always have the equipment you need. Warm gear, whatever it takes, spend the extra money and get the right gear and right equipment.
Hi, I'm Nolan Stedman.
And I'm Bruce Stedman.
We've been selling motorcycles like this since 1960.
Motorcycle has been part of our family forever.
We love riding and enjoying the outdoors, everything that Utah has to offer. Riding motorcycles, snowmobiles, ATVs, and now side-by-sides. That's what we do, it's who we are.
Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. We've been proudly serving Utah's families for over 50 years. Stedman's Recreation in Tooele. You may think it's 300 miles out there, but remember, it's only 30 back.
Wide open terrain, a full tank of gas, and someone to share it with. Perfect conditions to showcase our first ever Talon 1000R. From Honda, standing at nearly 69 inches wide, it's built for speed over rugged terrain. From rock crawl ravines to dry lake beds, dunes, and the miles of trail connecting them all. That's how life is better side by side in the all-new Talon 1000R. From Honda.
My daughter and I had just finished a run at this place called Eagle Point. It's this really cool but kind of challenging ski resort that has a real family feel to it. She was so excited because she beat me down the run. Deja vu. I saw myself as a kid out skiing my mom. It was a big moment for me. And all of a sudden it hit me. I was making the same memories for her.
Beaver County, Utah. Make it more than a vacation.
Welcome back to At Your Leisure, everybody. Well, this little baby really caught my eye when we walked up, and I said, this is like a James Bond thing, Roger. I mean, this is so James Bond. Please tell us about this thing.
Well, what can I tell? I mean, we're actually out of the boating business. Should I tell you or you?
You could talk to him.
Yeah. So basically, we actually get out of the boating business. So our start of this project was actually the difficulty for people to go out for the weekend, take their boat with them, have a tent, have everything with them, all in one package. So that's where we started, instead of starting with an RV. This vehicle actually at first was floating. It never had wheels on it. And in about 3.5 years, we came up with this, and well, this is our baby.
Okay, very good. So this is a very flexible unit. You can bunk it for an inflatable which you make.
Yeah.
But if they want to put their own watercraft on it, you can put watercraft.
See it as a multi-purpose garage. So we can basically put, if you want to put a quad on it or a dirt bike or whatever, we'll make it for you. It's all custom made.
Wow.
Okay. So just to give somebody an idea, what does this package cost? Your suggested retail?
Including the boat, $25,000 US.
Okay.
That's
so
all.
this is the kind of innovative company that is not on anybody's radar in our neck of the woods. And that's part of the thing you find at RVX, new companies bringing new products to the market.
Yeah, it's called Coletti, right?
Yeah.
Coletti and Aqua Parks.
Right.
And so I do have to tell you a little bit about the company. I was talking to his CEO who's here a minute ago, and the guys are from Holland. The company's in Canada. They manufacture in China under German supervision, right? So
it's very global.
It's kind of like
so
that.
We're truly a multinational corporation.
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
That's really cool.
Well, but the whole thing is we have the company in Holland, we have the company in Canada, we have part of the company in China.
So do you have any distributors here in the United States?
No, not yet, because the introduction is really today. Yesterday, we started yesterday. So
I love it.
Yeah.
So this is one of those cool things that you might be seeing. Compliments of At Your Leisure. You're at least a year ahead of time seeing it parked at the corner RV store, or in this case, boat store lot.
Exactly.
Okay.
Yeah, it's great.
Well, we got to get on to our business of the show right now. So it's that time of the show where we find a contest winner for this week.
This week's contest winner is license plate number E48HZ and is the winner of a brand new Mountain Series stove from Camp Chef.
These are great little stoves for when you're cooking in the outdoors and keep you cooking on the go, whether you're in the desert or on a mountainside. Now, be sure to call us at 801-947-8888 to claim your prize. And remember, there's a $100 bounty in the form of a gas card from Eagles Landing for anyone who has the limited edition sticker.
Now it's time to take a look at our calendar of events.
First up, don't forget that Weller's Recreation, winners of the Ski-Doo Dealer of the Year Award, is having their annual 2020 sneak peek and customer appreciation event on March 30th from 1 to 5 p.m. and we'll be there, so come out and say hi.
Then, we'll also be at the Easter Jeep Safari going down in Moab from April 13th through the 19th, so look for us there as well.
Okay, last item of business, a look at next week's show.
Next week, we're heading to the Rio Tinto Kennecott Bingham Canyon mine as we get an inside look at the world's largest pit mine just in time for the opening of their spring tourist season.
Then, a question. Why are these kids having so much fun at a place called Poison Spider? Our friends from Jorgensen's will show us the off-road answer.
Finally, Reese Stein is going to take us to the Swanner Nature Preserve near Park City to get a look at how these critters learn to protect themselves.
Rhea?
Yes, I'm here, yeah. Every time there's RVs in the vicinity, we get lost. Like he's going that way, I'm going that way, and then we like bump into each other. No, it's crazy. This has been an amazing day. I mean, it's an amazing show.
It has. It's been a lot of fun down here at RVX. It won't be back in Salt Lake for 3 years, but it will be coming here again, so we'll be able to tell you about it then.
Yeah.
So it is indeed only a trade show. It's not open to the public. We feel very blessed to be able to bring you all this stuff from inside.
Yeah.
So as we say adieu to go get ready for next week's show.
That's right. So there's adventure around every bend.
Just got to get up there off the couch and create your own adventure
at your leisure.
All right, let's go now.
Let's head back out to the show floor.
So which one would you buy if you could?
The red, white, and blue one.
The chassis.